Ships coming into Saltmarsh were hardly unusual. It was, in fact, routine. The town wasn't particularly large, perhaps some 5,000 souls, but its bread and butter was fishing and trade. What was unusual was seeing a jolly boat drift in, no hand at the oars, and no sailing ship to be seen on the horizon. Yes, that was most unusual. What it meant wasn't lost on the men and women working the docks, however, and quickly they had a cutter of their own in the water to hasten the boat's journey to land, while others called for medics and aid. We're fine, just need some food," the tall elf woman said as a pair of sailors helped her onto the dock. "I need a healer for my wolf," the second elvish woman, shorter and with a tannish complexion, to the taller woman's slight bluish tint. Unlike the rest, rounded out by a human woman and a halfling lass, she was not dressed like a sailor, but for the woods and fields. Some sailor or other suggested taking the wolf to the Druid's Grove, an idea that set most of their heads to nodding. The four of them were quickly brought to the Mariners' Guild, where all of their needs could be seen after. That was what the guild was for, after all. The clerk on duty seemed to make a fuss about the wood elf's admittance, clearly not a sailor, she, but then he caught a good look at the halfling. He turned a bit pale and rushed them through. The story was all over town by morning, of course. Sailors, housewives, carpenters, merchants, they may lead very different lives, but everyone loves good gossip. The stories varied, of course, embellished here, downplayed there, but all seemed to agree on the basics. The four ladies were the last survivors of the good ship Nightingale, beset by the pirates of the Sea Princes some days' distance by rowing. Seeing the ship was lost, the captain ordered the crew to abandon while he and a few of the marines bought them time. Uncharacteristically, the pirates took no prisoners for their slave trade, but sunk the small boats. All except one, the boat holding Finea, priestess of Procan. Some said he protected them, others pointed out her own magic at conjuring clouds of fog was the deciding factor. Certainly her magic summoning fresh water was crucial over the long days of rowing. They made an interesting group. Cleric of the sea god, her distant cousin who was clearly a skilled tracker and hunter, on land anyway, and the human woman who had been the ship's entertainer, hired to ensure the men did not go stir-crazy even after months at sea. Then there was the halfling, initially dismissed by the gossipers as simply a crewwoman because of her cheerful face and pleasant demeanor. Then someone divined her name, and as always, the reputation of Blackwater Betty preceded her. Still, not everyone was intimidated by her reputation, or even the superstitious rumbling from some that the four of them were unlucky, as a few days later, rested and healed, except for the poor wolf, of course, who was still being cared for by the druids. The group found themselves asked to visit Galayan Primewater, one of the city councilmen, and by all counts the wealthiest man in town. They were quickly ushered into a neat but unremarkable office when they arrived at the council building, finding Galen seated behind the desk. An exceedingly well-dressed older man, silver of hair and sporting a neatly trimmed beard, he welcomed the group warmly and eloquently. After offering them refreshment, brought by his personal chef Feliza, a gnome who apparently took a liking to Betty, or at least was aware of her reputation, favoring the halfling with a wink when she left them, then Galayan got to the point. There was a house some 4 miles distant from the town proper that had once been a fabulous mansion and still commanded one of the best views of the sea anywhere. It had been owned by a rather surly alchemist, and after he disappeared, presumably dead, no one dared to check on him, and quickly the months of neglect turned into years, followed closely by rumors of hauntings and monsters. Not being local, and therefore not afraid of the place, and clearly being stout and hardy types, Galen wished to hire the four to check the place out, prove it wasn't haunted. He didn't know much about the alchemist's practices or predilections, but there was one person in town who might, Keldek the Unspoken, the sole wizard counted among the town's residents. He was aloof and secretive, but perhaps he'd speak to them. With that cheerful thought, and the rum Galen had provided them, warming their thoughts, they set off to the wizard's tower. At first they thought they weren't going to be allowed in, minutes into waiting at the gate after knocking, but then a young boy with dirt on his face and a smudged servant's uniform came hustling out. It seemed the wizard was curious after all. He admitted he did not know any specifics of the alchemist. He had died before Keldek had moved to the town, after all, but he'd be happy to tell them generalities about alchemists. Despite his disdain for the lesser genius required for alchemy, Keldek's information was useful, and his wine, the good stuff this time, not sheep like Gillen had served, was even better. Even better was the fact that all he wanted in return for the information was first chance of buying from them anything magical they found, particularly any spellbooks the alchemist may have left behind. Thankfully, they left before Betty got really tipsy, warning about giant creatures, potion traps, and chemical hazards swirling around their heads. They must have made quite the sight as they returned to the guild hall, Betty laughing and swinging her sword around as she rode piggyback on Fidea's shoulders. They left the next morning early, but somehow the town already knew what they were about, and several of them were waiting for them to leave, following along out of curiosity, though they were not so brave as to enter the grounds of the haunted house. It didn't take long for the wizard's warning about large animals to come to fruition, as a family of giant weasels that had made a lair beneath the rose bushes of the alchemist's overrun garden attempted to eat them. Things went even more poorly as they noticed something shiny at the bottom of the well. They decided to send Betty down in the bucket to investigate, only to discover that giant poisonous snakes had nested within. Betty barely beat them out of the well, hauled up as fast as the others could pull. She landed on one of her comrades, barely able to disentangle themselves from each other before the snakes attacked. Thankful that the townsfolk had not seen their desperate fights against common vermin, the group prepared to enter the house at last. Upon entering a small landing area, they were greeted with a layer of dust on the floor with several sets of footprints in it. A set of stairs leading to the cellar is available for their use, but upon further inspection, a cacophony of terrifying screams bellows from below.
Okay, so you rolled your wisdom saves, hearing the terrifying screams of the damned come from the cellar. Most of you are able to shake it off, but Finea has something familiar about it. It's like in her nightmares, and she just can't shake it. For the next hour, she will have disadvantage on all ability checks as the fear gnaws the back of her mind. Do you continue down into the basement?
I think I can, guys. I'm sorry.
Says that we should because she's remembering that there could be trapped, and the wizard did say that they probably weren't still active, but he wasn't sure, right? So this could be a trap to try to scare off someone going down into the cellar.
It's a trap that's an actual trap, like,
Right.
It's like, is it an actual trap, or is it a make you think it's a trap so you don't go?
Yeah.
I do not want another repeat of getting big time surprise that we did at the well.
Yeah. I was like, just
Well,
every
we need to find
story
we need to
you've
find
got.
it.
Going into basements
bad.
just usually are bad.
Yeah. Could this lead to his workshop and the book?
Do you think he would really put it in the basement?
He could have his lab down in the basement. Or is there another spot in the house where he could have his lab?
There's so much more of this
Well,
house, though.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, this house is
I was
so
hoping-
large.
I was hoping we could try to find a library of some sort that would probably have the book. That seems, reasonable.
Yeah. I say we stay on this floor.
That makes more sense, but that doesn't mean why he wouldn't pay those. It makes sense that the first place someone to look for a book is a library.
Yeah. We don't know anything
And
about this
how-
guy. We don't know what type of thinker he was, whether he was,
practical or if he was a bit more outside the box.
How eccentric.
Yeah. Yes. I vote as I raise my short little arm so that you guys can see it. See my hand here? I vote that we stay on this level of the house and see what other rooms there are and then decide if we should go in the murder basement or not.
Let's check out the other rooms on this floor.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if we go in that basement, there's no guarantee that we can get back up.
Very true.
Do have a good point.
I would like to have a better idea of the layout of this house.
Would be useful.
Yeah. And then we could, once we know what we're dealing with, then we can make a decision.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to turn around and go back the way we came.
Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
He
Bravely ran away.
We're checking out the rest of the floor, and if we end up going downstairs, we'll go downstairs.
Alright. You can tell yourselves whatever you need to.
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe we'll find some liquid courage along the way.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, do you have
this long.
You have ye flask, Blackwater Betty?
I do. It's only got water in it.
Darn.
Okay, so you are going to stay on this floor. Then, alright. Well then, the next door you come to is heading to your right into what looks to be a smallish room, not far from the kitchen. Do you go in or do you head on?
Yeah, we'll poke our head in.
Yeah.
Go in.
Alright. Well, as you open the door, this is clearly a dining room. Or at least was, anyway. At one time, a long table stood in the center of this room. It's now broken on the floor, several pieces. There's also a broken chair against the wall between the windows, and a heap of broken dishes in the northwest corner. Nothing else seems to draw your attention immediately.
Okay.
Looks like a lousy dinner party to me.
Yeah, no one's stuck around.
Alright. You.
Let's try across the hall then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Go down the hall and see what's going on.
Alright. Now this room looks to be a study or something. Or a withdrawing room, I guess would be the proper term for it. There are two stuck armchairs standing near the fireplace of this room. The covers of both have been torn, the stuffing has been pulled out. The frames are intact. Towards the north end, there is a broken table. Now, as you're looking around, Enya, notice in the fireplace there is a loose stone. It's much more obvious now than it probably was before, because more of the mortar has fallen away over the years. But clearly, the stone can be removed, and there might be a hollow behind it.
I say Enya would want to check to see what could be hidden behind that new stone.
Alright, as you approach the fireplace, hear a sudden skittering and masses of spiders.
Oh!
Fireplace chimney and move to attack.
Kill on fire!
I have guiding bolt and sacred flame.
Someone has fire! Kill on fire! Oh, I hate spiders.
Alright, go ahead and roll initiative. There we go. Okay, the spiders are in your space, meaning they are all over. Okay, don't forget to click your character when you roll initiative, so it shows up in the turn order.
Okay.
I hope I did that.
Okay, I don't think that worked, so maybe try it again.
Hold on.
Okay, mine worked. Yours, yeah, Brittany, yours did.
Okay. I see Enya and Finea.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting an error. Out of character. I'm getting an error. It says you want to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token.
Yeah. So you
have to click on
select your
your
target.
Oh, yeah.
on the map.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot.
That's okay.
Okay, click on
The
myself.
whole thing with these.
I'll figure it out eventually. Woo, there we
Hold
go.
on. Let me try it again. No, okay, no, which...
There you go.
So you click on your token on the
Yep.
the map.
You gotta click on yourself.
Yeah. And then you click initiative. I forgot that initially.
Okay. It's
hold
still.
on.
Yes.
There's a bit of delay, remember? So she'll show. She
Oh,
should
okay.
pop. She
Yeah.
should pop up
Select that.
in the turn order here in a moment.
There
you go.
Sorry. For
Okay.
some reason, I was clicking on Athenaeus and thinking it was mine.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
the name is right over mine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Makes sense.
But there is a bit of lag too. So
Yeah.
Yes. Well, now that we've got that all done, Leia actually goes first.
Oh, lovely.
So you can't really see the spiders with the door being open the way it is. It opens inward.
Okay.
But you can certainly hear the shrieking and hear the skittering. Now, these are normal-sized spiders. There are just an awful lot of them.
Okay.
Be careful, don't hold on me.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Let me see.
So from where you're standing, you would not be able to hit the spiders at all. You would need to first move into the room.
Okay.
can't we just slam the door shut?
Could I
You
move
totally
into-
could do that. I'm not sure any would appreciate it or forgive you, but you could.
Now, if I move into the room, could I perhaps do dissonant whispers to scare them?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually one thing.
Or would vicious mockery be better? I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to tick them off.
I don't want you to because I fall
have
the
the
victim.
idea worse.
okay. Alright, yeah, so you can go ahead and do it. So just see your dissonant whispers off your character sheet.
Okay, so level 1.
Yeah, you can't cast level 2 spells just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I click on the right thing? Or do I need to click on
Yeah,
that?
you just need to roll the damage separately.
Okay, and damage I find.
In this case, we'll just need to type it in.
Okay, now. Okay, now for damage.
Okay, so it'll be 3d6. So it's not rolling it automatically. So what you'll need to do is just type /R, and then
Okay.
3d6.
/R 3d6. Okay. For some reason that did not want to work.
Oh, is there a space between the R and the 3?
You in the chat, right?
Yeah, /R space 3d6.
Okay, that's alright. There we go. Sorry about that. I had it
Alright.
pushed together.
Spiders take 7 points of damage.
Yay.
Yay!
Now, let's see. Okay, we're going to move into the room first. So move that right there. Okay, so the spiders take their reaction and move as far away from you as they can.
Thank you, Leah. That was
You are
not fun.
You're very welcome, Enya. I didn't like it either, but at least they're on the run. But they will not come back soon. What's
Oh,
good for them?
Actually, make it to there. Okay, now, as they swarm past basically all of you, trying to get away, you can all use your reaction to attack them. So this is just a basic weapon attack.
Poke him at the pointy end!
Crossbow was spiders.
Alright.
It's what I have.
I almost picked my crossbow of my longbow, so don't worry.
Yeah, well, at least Linnea is training using a crossbow at point blank range, so she's okay.
Yeah, I don't have like a sword or anything. I mostly do spells and such.
Alright, let's see. Let's see, Leia. Let's see. Betty's. Oh, there it is. Piercing. Alright. The swarm is greatly thin, but it is not yet gone.
Oh, great.
Alright, Blackwater Betty, it is your turn. The spiders are currently fleeing towards the main entrance, but they are still a threat. And there are still a bunch of them.
Stick him at the pointy end!
Okay.
Again, that works.
Stick him at the pointy end!
Alright, we'll need to move it up to them to do so.
Alright, a little closer. No, I don't want to. Stick him at the pointy end!
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stabby!
Debbie, yes.
Alright, you're able to slice and dice a bunch of them with your rapier. However, there are still a few left. And it is now their turn. They turn around and swarm onto you.
Oh no.
Alright.
Someone help me out here! I'm outnumbered by legs!
Yes, by quite a few.
Uh-oh.
Now, they do not manage to bite through your armor or your clothing, so for the moment you are okay. Their turn is done. Finea, it is your
Yeah,
turn.
you got this.
Okay. Oh, no, that wasn't what I meant. Or maybe it was. Shoot. Well, yeah, that's about the best thing I could do. Now, okay, so attacking a swarm, do I attack the swarm as a whole? When
Yes.
it says, like attack a creature?
Mhm.
Or...
Yeah,
Oh,
for the
okay.
purposes of spells and attacks and everything, they count as one creature.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do Sacred Flame, and there it is.
Please don't set me on fire.
So you have to, they have to do a dexterity save. The swarm. Dexterity.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and the last of the swarm dies under the holy fire of your god's magic.
Yay!
Nicely done, Finea.
Finea takes a bow, and as the spiders disintegrate from the holy radiance of Procan.
The next round for you is on me, my dear.
I'll remember-
Need a drink of your...
I'll remember that, and I will take your benevolence. I didn't like him either.
Yeah, well, now that the spiders are gone, you can easily take out the stone and find the hidden compartment behind it. There's a wooden box. Inside the box, you find 30 copper pieces and 2 small pouches of alchemical powders that are probably worth a few gold each.
Are these
Good
powders dangerous?
On their own, no.
Okay.
Yeah, they're completely inert.
Okay. Just want to make sure with our further journeys, we don't end into something full boom. Would not be good.
Alright. Well, now you move into the front room of the ground floor. Like I said, this musty, dirty entrance hall. To your right, a corridor leads into the west wing of the house. The walls are bare, with the smashed furniture on the floor. And then there's a staircase on the eastern wall climbing up to the next story, with a balcony overlooking the entrance hall on the north and west sides. It appears that the stairs appear safe, but the balcony rail is broken in several places. Now, under the stairs, at the north end of the hall, there's a third corridor leading east. So again, staircase leading up. This hallway leads to a few rooms over here, and this hallway leads to a few rooms over here. Where do you wish to go first?
Let's go.
Well, this hallway looks like it might be a little shorter, so let's go. Hold on. To the right, the one on the right, from where we're looking at it on the screen.
Okay. Alright, there are two doors in this hallway, both being somewhat larger rooms. First one, the door is not locked, and as you open it, the room is almost entirely bare. The only thing of note is a clump of tiny red mushrooms growing around a fireplace in a semicircle over here.
Odd.
Let's see. Hold on. I gotta check my skills really quick. Oh, I do not have Arcana.
Well,
I do
the check.
I do have a nature check.
Yeah,
Let's say, isn't
in this case,
Enya our nature person?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
dealing with
Yeah.
plants like that would be a nature check.
Oh, okay. Well, well, Enya, what's your nature skill like?
Wanna...
+1. However, you are going to need to move up to the fireplace if you want to really examine
boy.
mushrooms.
Please, no more spiders.
Alright. The
Fingers
mushrooms are harmless. They probably are edible, but not particularly tasty. However,
So they're just growing here because it's neglected.
Yeah. Now, as you get close, you do see another small little hollow in the chimney. It's a loose stone about 3 feet up.
What do you guys think we should try again, or do you think spiders again?
We did fine.
We did find something.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious that someone, whether it was the alchemist or someone else, thought that this stuff was worth hiding.
True. In for a few pennies, in for a pound.
Yeah.
Alright. In this case, there are no spiders.
Yay!
Yay!
The stone.
Thank you.
That's good.
There's a small leather pouch inside the cavity, and inside of that there are 2 cut pieces of blue quartz, probably worth a few gold each, but you need to go check that
Okay.
back in town. Like I said, the rest of this room is basically empty.
Can Anya pick up the mushrooms for maybe use for
Sure.
something later, maybe a recipe or medicine?
Yeah, you can go ahead and pick the mushrooms.
Okay.
So they're safe to eat, not particularly gourmet or anything, but
You never know.
yeah.
You never know.
Now this next room,
Get enough rum in you, everything.
again,
tastes
is
good.
quite bare. Now there is one thing of note. The ceiling in this room is falling down in a lot of places. Plaster's all over the place on the floor. So the floor above is obviously very weak.
Alright.
But that's it. There's not even any broken furniture in here.
Okay, so, and no worries about it coming crashing down on us.
Well, I'm sure if you tromped over the room above, it would come crashing down.
Yeah.
As it is on its own, maybe not.
Make a
No.
mental note if we go
Yeah,
upstairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we go up there, let's remember that's there.
Step lightly and lively.
Alright, so then you go on to the other side. This first room here, you open it up, and it is in fact a library.
Woohoo!
at least it once was a library. There are bookshelves around the walls. Most of them are broken, and many places they've come away from the wall entirely. The few intact shelves are empty, but there's a pile of books resting in the southwest corner. Yeah. Now, as you look through these books, they're all kind of dirty, cobwebs, vermin droppings, that kind of stuff. A bit of mold. They're still legible. Most of these are pretty dull. Histories, books of romantic poems, stuff like that. But 3 of them do seem noteworthy. They have clear titles on their spines.
Blair might take the books of poetry just to expand her knowledge.
Alright. One is The Magical Properties of Gemstones by the Archmage Tensor. The Magical Properties of Herbs and Flowers by the Archmage Tensor. And The Metaphysics of Mathematics by the Mage Nistel. Those are all pretty famous names, so assuming they're actual books by the actual wizards, probably pretty useful. At least in that very, very esoteric field. Now, also worth note, as you pick up the 3rd book, a small sheet comes fluttering out of it. It's not one of the pages, it's something inserted in. Most of it is illegible, but there are a few words that you can read. It just says, "Beyond the Skeleton."
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
No,
Nope.
and the
Oh,
skeletons what?
Now the paper, does it look like it's been ripped in any way? Like maybe part of a bigger piece?
Well,
or...
it's definitely been ripped. It's a scrap of paper. But you can't tell if it was just a scrap torn off to write on, or if it's a piece of something larger with more text. It's hard to say, because most of the text isn't legible. Now, this next room was clearly a study. So it's a writing room or study. Against the wall under the windows is a large wooden writing desk, partially broken and riddled with damp rot. There are 3 drawers in each side of the desk and a large central drawer. Now the central drawer is closed, the others are all open, some of them broken open.
Yeah, it's rifle through them anyway.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you move over
like
to
this
the
looks
desk.
Yeah.
You quickly find out the closed drawer is locked.
Aha!
Does
Yeah, it's like,
anybody
this
have any
is-
lockpicking skills?
Who's got the
Yes!
thieves' tools?
Yeah, this
Is
is
that Black Butter Betty?
this is my realm of expertise.
Alright.
I just happen to have my thieving tools on me now.
Yay.
Yay!
Okay, so give me your thievery check then.
So I just click on the tool then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, you easily are able to pick the lock.
Nicely
And the
done,
drawer
Betty.
comes
Nicely
open.
done.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check as well to look through everything. Yes, well, rolling that high, yeah, you do a quite thorough job of it. Pretty quickly clear, all the papers in the drawer are just worthless junk. It's like receipts for equipment and chemicals, a few spare notes on the shopping list, things like that. However, there is a second secret compartment. And inside that, wrapped in a piece of cloth, you find 2 potions of healing.
Yay! That's a good thing.
Alright, but that appears to be everything in this room that has not already been looted. Okay.
Where to next, ladies?
Well, let's see. There's this room in front of us, so let's see if there's anything of note in there.
Okay. Now, as you enter this open living area, you can see a door to the north that's slightly ajar leading out onto a patio that's And, again, disrepair. Overrun with weeds, cracked paving, that kind of stuff. And let's see, this corner you can see a bunch of garbage. You going to look around the room more? Or?
Go poke at that big pile of garbage.
Yeah, those the old singles and another man's trash is someone else's treasure, ladies.
Alright, you poke around there.
Do I need to do a check?
Yep, go ahead.
An investigation or?
Yeah, investigation.
Oh gosh.
Yep, you find the loveliest slimy trash ever.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and yeah, give me a perception check. Well, luckily it's not too hard to notice. You realize that one of the sets of footprints you noticed initially comes into this room and stops right there. And once you notice that, you can see the outline of a trap door in the floor right here.
Do we want to check the trap door? I mean,
I think we should.
Yeah. There's usually a reason for a trap door.
Really? Yes.
As long as I don't have to go down in any buckets.
Right. Alright, well, you approach the trapdoor to take a look. As you approach, out of nowhere you hear
Be careful.
a loud, booming voice. Welcome, fools! Welcome to your death!
That's on the nose, isn't it?
And I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw again.
It finally worked.
Yep. Well, this time, looks like Finea's gotten a hold of herself. However, Leia is very unsettled by this. And now she is afraid.
Yeah, you don't want down there.
Okay. Do you open the trapdoor?
As long as I go last.
First,
So what's the plan?
I'm going down to the trap door.
Are you going down the trapdoor?
Yes.
Alright.
We got your back. We'll hold back here and be ready just in case something pops out.
Yeah.
Well, two of us at least.
And he is way back.
Yeah. Leia, if you go any further back, you're going to be outside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a patio out there, so.
Yeah.
She looks like she's about to jump out the window.
No way, this is fun.
Okay, you open the trapdoor. Beneath there is a staircase. Okay. Now, you are not alone in this room.
What do you mean no?
Well, unfortunately for you, they had heard you coming quite handily. Now, the good news is, the people down here are very clearly mortal. These are not,
Okay.
Okay.
they're not ghosts or anything like that.
Guessing they're not
Yeah.
friendly.
That's the very bad news. Is they were really waiting for you. This moment you drop down into the hole, they let loose with some attacks.
Duck, cover!
I'm covering.
Oh boy.
All right.
Damn it, Leo! Pull yourself together, woman!
Hey, so, well, you got hit twice. Once with a longbow and once with a crossbow.
That was me.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait, I take it back. They had advantage, so the third one hits you too. Because you didn't know they were there. Ooh!
Oh.
Ow!
Oh,
You take 18 points of damage from those 3 bolts and arrows. And at this time, I need you to roll initiative.
Alright. I'm gonna kick these guys
Yep.
next week.
Okay, so all of us?
Just hold on, girl.
Okay.
I've got those potions. Get a free second and give you one.
Alright, so there are two thuggish-looking fellows. I've marked them as blue and green. And then there is a more, I guess, slightly refined thug lady over in the back she's the one with the longbow. Alright, Enya, it is your turn first. Remember, you saw her get hit with the arrows and the bolt. But you are still upstairs.
How hard is Fenya?
Yeah, 3 points of health left.
Yeah, she is like slumped up against the railing of the staircase, and distantly you can hear hobbits shouting for Boromir.
Can I go to her and I have cure
Okay.
wounds?
I'll need to keep moving to there, but you can do that.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, cure wounds. Go ahead. Give us your cure wounds. There should be a spot for it
Under
in the middle of your
Jackson.
character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson spellcasting.
Yeah, so basically at the very center of your sheet. Okay. Well, that's 300% better health than she had, but still less than half of her max. Okay, are you going to keep moving? Are you going to keep moving, or are you going to stay right there? You can still move another 4 squares.
I will stay where I am now.
Alright. And now, Finea, it is your turn. You are feeling better than you were.
Okay, so
That's
what I'm
okay.
going to do... Finea is going to shoot Sacred Flame at the blue guy.
Alright. Okay, he takes 3 points of damage as a beam of holy fire comes down out of the ceiling and hits him.
Okay, and then I'm going to do Healing Word on myself as a bonus action.
Alright.
I have 7 points. Okay, I'm doing much better.
Yep. Alright. Are you going to move?
Let's see. Okay, so these stairs, do I kind of have some cover? Probably not.
Well, you do from Enya. That's about it. She's sitting in front of you.
I think I will... Let's see, I think I will move down... about there. Give everyone some room to come downstairs.
Alright. Okay, one of the bandits then goes. He's going to try his crossbow against you again, because now he's seen you use magic, and that worries him. However, his hands are shaking, and the bolt goes wide and slams into the wall to your left.
Neener.
I guess he doesn't like magic. I guess he's afraid of magic.
Finea, don't talk down.
Yeah,
Please.
especially because now he's going to drop the crossbow and pull his scimitar.
A little crazy from the blood loss.
What did I tell you?
Okay. Betty, it is your turn.
Oh my goodness.
You can hear the fighting below you.
Do I have any... Let's see, from where I am, if I come down the stairs, is there... Am I capable of doing a sneak attack?
Against the bandit next to Finea, sure.
I am going to...
Come be sneaky.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
yeah. So, once I come down the stairs... Okay. I
think.
So you'll come down right here.
Yeah. So
Now
I'd like
you can
to.
see all three of them just fine. Although
Okay.
the easiest to hit,
Yeah.
the one marked green,
Yeah. So I think I want to
standing next to
do
Finea.
a sneak attack, and I believe I can throw my dagger.
Yes, you can throw a dagger. You could also. Oh, yeah, that's actually all you can do. You don't have a
Yeah.
ranged weapon.
Yeah.
So, yes, throw your dagger.
Okay. With or without the sneak attack.
Right, you hit and do a total of 9 points of damage as the dagger buries itself in his chest, like just below one lung. He's not dead yet, but he's definitely not liking life.
He is not dead yet.
Yep.
I don't think he's gonna dance
It
the
is
same now.
Now the thug or whatever they are with the longbow in the back and targets Finea again, but misses. The arrow plows into the tabletop and stands there kind of quivering. Alright, Leia, it is your turn.
Okay, I surreptitiously make it down the stairs. Me being angry for them scaring me, I am going to do vicious mockery.
Okay. Up there. Alright, on which one?
The vicious mockery.
Yeah, it's on which bad guy?
Oh, the one closest to Finea, sorry.
Okay. He actually shakes off your words and returns the insult with a rude gesture of his own.
Yep.
Yeah. Figured.
Sorry.
Worth the shot.
He also makes kissing sounds as he does it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
now he's really gonna get it.
Dude, you've got no idea who you're messing with.
Exactly.
Well, that is strictly speaking true. He does have no idea who he's messing with. Ooh.
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 Ouchie.
Ow.
Well, the last bandit fires off an attack against Leia and does 10 points of damage.
Ouchie. Ow.
His bolt takes you squarely at the junction between your shoulder and your neck.
Oh.
It misses the major arteries, but man, that could really hurt if you're not careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving.
Enya, it is your turn. Still 4-3.
I'm gonna target the one closest to Benya, and don't I get something consistent? The humanoid, my favorite enemy.
Yes,
That's how
so
that works.
against humanoids you do extra damage.
Okay.
So who are you going to target?
The green marked one.
Alright. Go ahead and roll your attack. And that, 15 points of damage.
Whew.
He had 2 hit points left.
Oh, thank goodness he's bye-bye.
Did not like him making fun of my friend.
No, you get an arrow in right between 2 ribs, and he just, without a sound, he falls backwards, completely dead.
Good shot.
Shot through the heart. To the blame.
That is definitely true. So Ned, your turn.
Okay, so I am. Let's see. I'm gonna do.
You're still bleeding.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to do my bonus action first and heal. Crap, where's it? And heal Leia.
Okay, go ahead and roll for your magic. To
Okay.
boost your ally with your words. Heals 4 hit points.
Okay, and then for my actual action, my regular action, I am going to shoot my crossbow at the blue dude.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Yeah,
Ooh,
Well, the bolt just goes straight through, cuts some plates on the table between you, catches him right in the stomach, and you can see it kind of come out the back end a little bit.
Oh.
He just goes, ugh, as his legs stop working instantly, and then in a few moments he's twitching. And yeah, he is not long for the world. He'll be gone in a few seconds. Alright, are you going to move?
I think I will stay where I... Well, actually, no. I'm going to move up here, up by the table a little bit.
Alright, you move.
Because I still see that lady
Yeah.
over there.
Okay, you have the table between the two of you. Alright, Betty, it is your turn. There's only one enemy you can see left, and she is outside of dagger throwing range.
So I am going to move till...
However, if you rush at her as fast as you can, using your bonus action to dash, since you're a rogue, you can actually make it next to her and attack with your sword.
Ooh, okay. How do I do that?
Well, so, as a rogue, you have it's called cunning action. You just use your bonus action to do certain things.
Oh, okay.
So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ah.
So you can make it all the way across the room.
Okay.
Dash. Now, you don't get sneak attack, but you can attack. Alright, well you definitely hit. Nice solid stab at an arm. It's like, doesn't quite drop her bow, but definitely feeling it. Although now it is her turn. With you right there next to her, she does drop her bow and slashes at you twice with her uninjured arm with a short sword.
Yeah, but I'm short.
She does not connect with the second attack. The first one takes it one of your legs, and she swings low, because, you know, you're a lot shorter than she is.
Mm-hmm. This but a scratch.
Well, let's see how big a scratch it is. 8 points of piercing damage. So basically, you just both hurt each other about as badly.
Mm.
So neither of you is doing very good.
I return my own rude gesture.
Yep. Yeah, and unfortunately for this thug, you have backup. Leia, it's your turn.
She's outnumbered.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move
Word
forward.
I'm not gonna
Can I move
use.
that far?
So you can move 6 squares.
That's
That's
about
about air
right.
level with the nail. That's 5. You can move one more if you want.
Okay. Now,
Alright.
let's see. Not going to be able to do... Now, why don't we try doing vicious mockery on her? See how it goes from there. Ew. Not good at all.
Well, she is shaken by your terrible, terrible insults about her mother.
Yay!
And she
Your
takes 1 point
father was a
psychic damage
hamster.
and will be at disadvantage on her next attack roll. Assuming she lasts that long.
Okay.
Enya, it's your turn.
She's not. I am.
Okay. Unfortunately, an 11 will miss.
Ew.
So the arrow pings against the wall right next to her. Finea, it is your turn.
From this far back, I think I can do another crossbow
Yeah,
shot.
certainly can.
Leia, how are you doing with healing?
Let's see. I am 13 at 19. I have healing words and cure points, so if I have to, I can. I can.
And I
do some-
do
I can.
believe you only have 1 spell left, Finea.
I do.
I have those
So,
2
I'm gonna
potions too, if y'all can hold out until after we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just shoot her with the crossbow because I don't want to use up all my stuff. Okay.
Okay. And you're pretty good with the crossbow. That, in
Nice.
fact, will finish her off.
Phew.
Rude.
Nice
Yeah,
shoot.
another crossbow
Yeah.
bolt to the gut. She falls down, gasping.
Rude
Nasty
gesture.
business, that. Alright, now that the exciting, fast-paced stuff is over, you can take a look around. This torchlit chamber was once a large cellar, but it has since been converted into living quarters. There are 10 crude beds along the south wall, each with a wooden locker at its foot. There's obviously the table in the middle, which you were both using for cover. It's a treasure crystal table, pretty, basic stuff. The stools surrounding it are very crudely made. There's, cutlery, cups, dirty plates on the table. There's a cook stove along the wall near the table, and it looks like they were just finishing up a meal. There's a large ham hanging from it also.
Woohoo!
Now, there's obviously the stairs leading up to the trapdoor where you came in, and 2 wooden doors at the east side of this room here. Now, on this side of it, you can easily see there's a secret door right here. Because on this side, it's not concealed. And that is what you see right now.
Okay, is there any... Oh, I was saying, is there any loot on the bodies that might indicate who they are or what they're doing
you
here?
will need to gather the bodies and do a better inspection of the room to get any further details.
I want to move more into the room now.
Okay.
Should we
All right.
should we take a moment to do a health check? See how everybody's
Yes.
doing. Pass out some
Rest a little
potions,
bit,
maybe.
So take a short rest.
I think so.
Alright, so those of you who need it, on your character sheet there is a spot beneath your hit points that says hit dice. So those are what you can spend during short rests to heal yourself. You can actually kind of click the hit dice and it'll tell you how much.
Than I needed, so...
Okay, Leia heals 7. That will get you back up to full,
Yay!
I believe.
Yes, because that was 19.
Yeah, you're not at 20 and 19.
Okay.
19.
Alright.
And Betty only healed 2 from her first one, but you do have another one. You can spend that one too if you like. Alright, and that will get you back up to full.
Woohoo! Shake it off!
Alright, so...
Alright.
Alright, you are all fully healed. Now you've had an hour, you've wandered around. The chests were in fact all locked, but not very good locks.
Would you like me to break them open again?
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes, please,
Yes.
if you do not mind.
Okay.
Such a good job the last time.
Alright, so each of the 10 lockers contains personal effects, just clothing, things like that. Underwear,
Ugh.
But there are also bags in each
Ooh.
with gold.
Oh. Yes.
They may have been squatting, but that doesn't mean that they were poor.
You?
Well, between them you find 70 gold pieces and 50 silver pieces.
Nice.
Very nice.
And of course, let's see. Now, after an hour, you also notice there's a second secret door over here. And you, of course, notice this door at the far end of the room is barred shut with a message across it. It says danger. And the bar is damaged and bent out, as if something on the other side tried to push the door open. Oh, okay, so I need Betty, Leia, and Finea give me D100 checks. Let's see if the armor on your enemies was salvageable.
Okay, now where
Okay.
do I find
Yeah,
that?
how do you do
So
that
just
on
you
here?
just need to just type
Oh, okay.
just like that.
Or...
Okay.
It didn't work.
Okay, that's weird. How did you type it in?
Just like you did.
Did? Did you put a slash in before?
No, should look like this. Without the apostrophe.
Oh. Wait, am I rolling too?
No.
Oh, mine worked.
I just need 3 rolls.
There we go.
Okay, so as it happens, 2 of the armors are just 2 ruined, holes punched in them by arrows and stuff. But the 3rd is intact once you clean the blood off. So you have 1 set of leather armor. Pins are perfectly fine, if not particularly fine. And I'm going to go ahead test this out. I should be able to... Okay, there we go. Benny now has a short bow she can use.
Yay!
It should already be on your sheet. Yeah, okay. We're actually going to figure out what to do with later, but put it in your bags and stuff. Alright, so there are 4 doors in this room, not counting the trap door you came down. There's a secret door here. That's not secret on this side. A secret door here you discovered. The barred door here. And another door here.
Well, let's see. I want
And
to
she's having fun. She kind of wants to see what the danger is.
I want to check out the rooms that we can see and then go for the secret one.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll save the danger door for last, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this was kind of a lucrative endeavor. Look at all the loot we got, but
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and,
it's no good if we don't
one thing you've
survive.
discovered, you don't think this place is haunted.
Nope.
Those guys were flesh and blood.
Just squatters.
Well,
Pretty sure all the
that's
noises
the
are
thing. You're not sure yet. I mean, there are 10 beds here. They all had belongings in them, but you only fought 3 guys. Well, 2 guys and a gal.
Oh, they're probably out.
And a lizard.
They're probably out doing stuff, or they're in that secret compartment.
They could be elsewhere in the house and they just
Now,
haven't
did you
heard
guys
us
find
yet.
Doctor Who reference? I has a sad.
Yeah.
Well, 5 guys and a lizard.
Oh.
I didn't hear it. I think it
it's like,
glitched
yeah.
out.
Oh, I'm saying, there's 10 beds, but you only fought 3 guys. Well, 2 guys and a gal. Well, 2 guys and a gal and a lizard. Anyway.
Paternoster game. Yeah.
Okay, so this room here, I'm assuming you start with that one because it's it's not barred or secret. It's another quarters, but this one's a lot nicer, unlike the barracks. This room has comfortable furnishings, well cared for. There's a nice looking bed in the northwest corner with a wooden locker at its foot. There's a small table next to it with a padded leather chair. On the table, a brass 3-branch candlestick with 3 burning candles provides the room with bright light. Now, the candles aren't fresh, but they're far from spent. Under the table is a small wooden box and an unlit bullseye lantern with a removable shutter over the lens so it can be used to signal. On a shelf above the table sit 3 books. And lastly, there is a closed wooden wardrobe in one corner. So, as you look around the room, 3 books first off, I imagine.
Yes.
There is a naval almanac listing the tide times for Saltmarsh and surrounding areas. About 100 miles total coastline. There is a treatise concerning the demigod Ayaz and its minions. So that's the god emperor of the far north kingdom full of tieflings and demons and whatnot. And the 3rd book is an illustrated volume of erotic poetry.
Alrighty then.
Well,
Well,
they
2 out of
gotta
3
read
then.
something in their downtime.
I did not add that to the adventure. That is right here in the text.
Yeah. Well, I guess if I need to for other forms of entertainment to make people happy, just toss it in the bag.
Now, inside that book, you find another sheet of paper.
Ah.
It it has a few simple words and phrases in common, and then next to it, their equivalents in goblin. There's some stuff like stop, fight, lift, come, things like that.
We're gonna find goblin slaves somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got both. Okay, so
This might come
My
in handy.
goblin is a little rusty, but I do know some. Can I do a proficiency to see if I can interpret what was on there?
what for the goblin stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Okay.
It's written phonetically in common, so you can
Gotcha. Okay.
say it. It's
So nothing earth
how do
shattering.
you do? Como está?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Come here. Then
Okay.
things like that.
Gotcha.
Although a little cruder, because Spanish is a lovely language. Goblin
Yes,
is
it is.
Okay, inside the wardrobe, there is a fancy floor-length oilskin coat.
Too big for me.
Skin?
Anybody need a coat?
And its sleeves contain numerous pockets, but they're all empty. And it is trimmed in iridescent green silk. And,
Might be worth
well,
something.
I would have you roll, but a bunch of you have passive checks well in advance of this. So in it, you find a hidden compartment.
Ooh.
And in that compartment, you find a book. A handwritten book full of notes and arcane symbols. You, in fact, have found his spell book. Now, who he is, you don't know. This book was new and well cared for.
Oh, so it might not be the spell book that you were
Yeah.
trying
You
to find.
found a spell book, but it's much newer. Here is what it has: dancing lights, minor illusion, ray of frost, charm person, color spray, magic missile, silent image, magic mouth, scorching ray.
Interesting.
Now that you notice this, Finea and Leia would be able to realize quite easily what happened. Because Magic Mouth is basically, it sets up a trigger that when it goes off, it says something. Like, oh, I don't know, welcome fools, or screaming of the damned.
Right.
So, I forget who said it, but you were right. The screaming and everything was a trap designed to scare people away. Now, obviously, it also served as a warning since they were ready for you when you came down the trap door, so.
Yes.
Okay, good point.
But, yeah,
But-
so. That definitely leads
Hey.
towards not haunted.
Yeah.
Now that
Okay.
means we know that we already know that whoever's down here is mortal, and we can take them.
Yep. Okay, now you also find 12 candles, some flint and steel. Oh, and this is very important. It's a piece of parchment with, like, signals. Let me pull up the... For some reason, the signal's not on the same page in here.
Oh,
So it says, like, long, short equals, is it safe? And then short, long equals, everything's safe. And finally, long, ready to unload, come to the ship.
Oh.
Now, what ship that means, you don't know.
I think I've heard and seen something similar in my adventures out on the sea. And Fidea, you probably can back me up on this. I think these codes go with that lantern.
I
Yeah.
believe so. That's what I
Bet you're right.
Well, yeah, I mean, Leia was a smuggling expert.
Yeah.
So that kind of put things together.
Yep. That makes you wonder if our
Now,
captain of the ship
if-
was.
Here's
These
the
aren't a
interesting
group of
question.
smugglers.
Yeah, if this place is being used by smugglers, where's their loot? Where's the boat? And where are the rest of them?
And where's the rest of them? And who's the leader? Did we take the leader
Yeah.
out? Or is the leader still
Well,
MIA?
you found a spell book in the nicer room,
Mm-hmm.
and none of the people you fought cast any spells. So the implication does seem clear, and it's just the fact that there are 10 beds. Well, 11 total.
I was gonna say, technically,
I'm guessing this is the leader's bedroom.
Yeah. He'd set himself up,
But
or
where-
herself up at the fancy schmancy.
He must have not. We should probably continue searching quickly, because if his coat is here, but these candles have not been burning for very long. He probably
Well,
wasn't.
they've been burning for a few hours, but
Yeah.
they are burning.
Yeah, he probably was expected to be back sooner rather than later, so we probably
Yes.
better get a shift on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just
All
get
right,
him
where are
back.
you going to go next? To the bar
Well-
door or one of the secret doors?
Go to the secret doors, since we're kind of probably in a time crunch.
All right, you can always come back to that one later. Do you want to go to the north secret door or the south secret door? So,
I'm thinking the north one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no, because we were able to see that one first, so
Yeah.
I don't.
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd imagine that other door with the bars on it was probably some sort of holding cell if they captured anybody.
So hopefully.
all right, so you go to the secret door here. All right. As you open the door, you find yourself in a wine cellar. You can see a set of stairs leading up. Given the geometry and geography and all that, you're pretty sure that that staircase goes up to where you heard the screams.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
shoulder height
you
wooden
can
bottle
hear
racks
it.
line the north and west walls here. There appear to be no intact bottles.
Oh
You can
man.
see against the east wall, there are two large metal storage bins, seem to be empty. And there's a body in the middle of the room.
Lovely.
It's wearing plate armor. There's a long sword by its right side and a shield covering its legs.
But what sort of person is this? Human, elf, gnome? Where should we go?
Right now you can't tell because the plate armor covers their entire form.
But is it okay? It's not a short person, is it?
No, it's not a short person.
Okay, so
And
we're
is this
talking.
person dead, or is he or she playing dead?
Well,
gotta find
Now,
out.
closer to the
again,
room.
they are definitely not moving, but you
We need to go
can't see
poke him
any
with
of the
a
body.
stick.
I'm gonna stick him with a pointed stick.
So who is going to
Yeah.
poke the person in the armor?
I'll do it.
Do it. Oh, okay.
I'll
Go ahead and move up.
I'll stick him with a
Like
pointy
that
end.
Anyway.
After you, first mate.
Yep.
All right.
Stick him with a pointy end.
So as you get a little closer, clearly dead, and been several weeks.
Ooh.
Oh,
Think
ew.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross, guys.
Unfortunately, as you come to investigate, a whole bunch of worms pour out of the body.
Yeah.
Now, Leia, being the nature type, give me a nature check.
Alright, just a second.
Wait, what should it be? Anya?
It should be Anya.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I got that backwards. Yes.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Luckily for you, you've heard of these. They're pretty infamous because they are, in fact, very, very scary. They don't seem that dangerous, but if they can get on you, they will burrow in. And after they have burrowed in, they will keep going until they find your heart.
One of my
Yummy.
guys, don't let them touch you.
Yeah,
Don't.
Don't need to
And,
tell me twice.
yeah. So, yeah, if you burn them right as they start digging in, that will kill them. But once they get any deeper, only magic can get rid of them. And not magic any of you have.
Oh, crap.
Kill him with fire!
I repeat, do not let them touch you.
Alright, roll initiative. Leia is now AFK for a moment. I will run her character. Okay, Leia, you are up first.
Can I do like distant whispers?
Yes. Yes, you can. Like poor little swarms. Alright. Let's see. Wisdom saving throw. And it closed the sheet on me. 'Cause of course it did. Yeah, well, I got a 2. Which is better than the -3. Alright. Betty can get an op attack as one of them flees. 1, 2. That's as far as they can actually go. Oh, I take it back. Only flees to there. Alright, give me your damage for the psychic. 3d6.
Okay. Did I type that the right way? Or wait, flash.
Yeah, I don't see it, so I don't think so.
There we go.
Okay. 9 points of damage. Alright, are you going to move?
I advise not. Stay awake.
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. And as an aside, I'm going to add Dissonant Whispers to your damage sheet.
Okay.
If I can spell, I cannot spell. There we go. Alright, so now it should be in your attacks as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Betty can attack as the swarm moves away.
Ooh, let's try out my new short bow.
Okay, well, this is a melee attack, so in this case it would need to be your short sword.
There we
Take away my fun. I got a new toy. I want to play with it. Fine, I'll stick it with the pointy end.
Good to do once you get away from them. Alright. Oh, and it's in fact your turn. So yeah, now would be a good time to move away from these scary rock grubs. That's their name, by the way.
Come back towards us, Betty, please.
Yeah, please.
I don't like you being so close.
Yeah, too close to comfort, baby.
Okay.
Alright. And are you going to move right back, all the way back to here? Or to here?
I guess I'll go over there.
Okay. Now you can use your short bow.
Yay! Now I play the new toy. There we go.
Alright. Take some damage. Now again, this is a whole swarm of them. There's lots and lots, so it's hard to miss them all. Also hard to get a solid hit with a thing like an arrow. That's okay. So then, it's your turn.
Burning? Time to say burn me burn.
Kill on fire!
Or drown them, one of the two.
Okay, let's see. I will. Sorry. Okay. Shoot, I only have one spell slot still. I think I will do Sacred Flame on. Wait, how do I know? Oh, well, okay.
Okay, roll your damage. Or the attack and the damage.
There we go.
Okay. One of the swarms is looking pretty broken apart. There's still a bunch left. It moves back. And it's done. And yeah, it is your turn.
Alright. Use my longbow.
Okay. That does in fact hit. And the closer swarm is finished up.
Good.
Good. Okay. Now, is dissonant? Can I do another dissonant whisper?
Let's see. You cast it twice. I believe you cast a heal, so
Oh, I
no.
can't. Okay.
Yeah, you were out of spells for the rest of the day.
Okay. Okay. Is Vicious Mockery a spell or is that an attack?
That's a cantrip. You can do that as often as you want.
Okay, well, might as well. Vicious Mockery. See how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will still work, but I need to check one thing.
Okay.
So I don't think it actually needs to understand you.
Okay.
It just needs to be able to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it did hear you.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1! I got a 1 on my check. Pretty sure it's going to take damage. Alright, a disadvantage on its next attack roll. Betty, it's your turn.
Well, I am going to. Let's see. Where are we? Because it's still a swarm, right?
Yep.
Okay, so.
Go massive writhing maggots.
Yeah.
Literally.
Ugh. They're out of 3. Yeah, let me use my new toy again. I found it! Something!
Alright. Kill some of the grubs. So, Nea, it is your turn.
Well, go ahead and do another round of Sacred Flame.
Ooh, max damage. Alright, the swarm is starting to lose cohesion. Enya, it is your turn.
Alright. My longbow.
Alright. 7 points of damage. Here it comes.
Uh-oh. Ah!
You are now surrounded.
Okay, I had a Vicious Mockery and hopefully there's something.
Yeah, it fails.
Okay.
Okay.
Betty, help me.
Betty, it is your turn.
Okay, with the shiny, pointy head!
Well, and now you get sneak attack.
Woohoo!
Because it is more concerned with trying to eat your friend.
Don't let it bite me. Don't let it bite me.
Okay, go ahead and give me your sneak attack damage.
There we go.
Alright, it is on the verge of collapse. Linnea, it is your turn.
One more hit with the Sacred Flame. Come on, Mama.
Yeah. Alright, the last of the grubs are slaughtered.
Now, is there a way to find out if I've been injured?
Yeah, no one got bit. They actually didn't
Oh,
get
good.
any attacks in.
Phew, thank goodness.
You were a little
It was
farther
just-
away.
It was just messy.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that done, looking at things, let's see. So someone give me an investigation check for the group. Search around the room.
Oh, here, I got it.
Okay. Alright, so we will say Enya investigates the room. Nothing much to point out. You do find a single bottle of wine underneath the rack that where it had been
Woohoo!
placed. It's actually, from the label, it's pretty valuable wine. But not for its quality, but for its rareness. It's a very, very, very sweet wine. So something to sell in town, perhaps. Meanwhile, Betty is able to look. The plate armor is actually salvageable. It's dented in places, but with some basic repairs could be used again, and therefore is fairly valuable.
Yay.
Sweet.
I mean, probably, discounting for repairs and whatnot, you probably could get 700 gold for the armor.
Nice.
Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending.
Nice.
And of course, the human wearing the armor is quite dead. All right.
Sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
We did indeed.
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official Five-ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ishfangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at fiveishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.